Okay, I think we're rolling.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? Do you like Star Wars? Because we do too. Welcome to Nerd Out Nerd Style. I'm Clinton Ritchie,
I'm Tater Nuts 99.
I'm Matt.
and get ready to nerd out with Ahsoka, Episode 3, Time to Fly. That's what James says.
Yeehaw!
Commander Kelly, the time has come. Execute Order 66.
Those born of Mandalore strayed away from the path. Eventually, the Imperial interlopers destroyed all that we knew and loved in the Night of 1,000 Tears.
It's well hidden and unstable. One blast to any part of it will destroy the entire station. Oh, it's beautiful.
And we're back.
All right. So, last time I talked about Corellia never being on a live action movie. I was wrong. That's my fault. By the way, this is my buddy Matt. He's a Star Wars fan. And I just want to ask him one question before we start, and he doesn't know that this is going to happen. But when was the first time you noticed that you were a Star Wars fan?
Uh, what would it be? That'd be 95. I think I was 7 or 8 years old. We had the first movie and then the Ewok movie. I can't even remember the name of it right now, but the first Ewok movie that came out on
Return of the
VHS. I
Jedi.
remember watching. No. It was the Ewok movie. It was actually
Oh, it was an actual Ewok movie? Okay, it wasn't one of the.
yeah.
It wasn't.
It was
Oh,
the one
okay.
with the little girl.
Yeah, and they
And
had to fight this
Ewok.
big ass fucking
Yeah,
weird looking thing. Yes, I understand what you're talking about. I don't
but
remember the name
it
of
was
that
that
either.
one. It was that one, and then after that, I actually thought that A New Hope was boring at first, and then I had to come back to it like 2 or 3 years later when I was like 10 or 11, and yeah, I always liked the Ewok movie because I thought they were cool, when I was a little kid,
Right.
and then I realized they were all tied together. So yeah,
By the way, this is my buddy Matt. I know I already said that, but I've known him since we were little kids. I didn't even know he was a fucking not little kids. Young adults,
16.
right? Nah, I was like 17. When'd you move here?
I think it was
16,
18 when I
17.
when I moved to Granbury. Yeah,
How old are you? 36, right?
yeah,
34? Yeah,
yeah,
36?
36. Yep.
Okay, yeah, see, he's 2 years older than me, so I was 16. So I was right. It's
Yeah.
around there. I'm 34 years old. I'll be 35 this year.
Yeah, I met you through another friend.
Yeah,
I'd actually moved in next door to him.
yeah. Well, I think actually, yeah,
Was it
yeah,
Kyle?
that's probably true. No, it's Josh. My
Oh,
buddy
Yeah.
Josh.
heck yeah. I thought
Oh,
it was Kyle.
he'll probably watch this one too. We still hang out every day.
Oh, nice.
We
Heck
work
yeah.
together.
Are y'all both still work there?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Kept
Yeah.
a job for a
I was
long
gonna
time,
ask
dude.
too, man. I was gonna ask too if you're still at the same place,
Yep,
man.
still at the same place, man.
Jesus.
Wait, are
All
you
right.
still living like in the same place too?
Nah, I'm in another spot now.
Right on, right on.
Yeah.
I was worried for a minute I was going to give addresses away. And I'm like, dude, we're live streaming. Can't take it back. Oh man,
No,
you're
we're
making me
good.
nervous. Like the NSA is gonna come after us. Holy shit!
That is the first time I've actually done a live stream, but I mean, I still have common sense, so.
Yeah. Like,
What? He was worried about me, but like I've been doing this for a while. I stream like every day.
like Live Ed. You remember Live Ed? Like, I'm famous now. Yeah, bud.
All right, before we start, I would like to get your guys's what'd you think about the show? What'd you think about this episode?
Short, sweet, and
How
way
was
to
this
the point.
episode? Short, sweet, and way to the point.
Oh yeah, Daddy.
You know what? I think that there was actually a lot more into this episode than what people are actually looking at, and I'll go over some of them as we're doing this. But what do you think, Matt?
Man, it's pretty much the same thing. It's like there's a lot of little things that were overlooked, including one of the senators. It was crap. I cannot remember his name now, but he was the fourth one over. He was to the right of Mon Mothma. But he was actually he's the father of one of the rebel leaders in Star Wars Rebellion. So
Oh, really?
I really think that his actions are going to have a lot bigger effect later on in the series. That's going to cause his kid in the future to want to be a rebel leader, and want to start fighting. Because you know how she was talking about you just the kind of the guy that sits back and you'll ride both sides and figure out who wins. But I think
Oh,
that
yeah.
shadows something in the future.
Really? I never even thought about that. I thought that dude was an asshole. I was like, yeah, motherfucker.
Yeah, he's the only one other than Mon Mothma that's been in anything before. Like out of those 5 senators over there.
Yeah, okay. Well, if you listen to the books, the Republic, the New Republic sucked. It fucking sucked. And there's a reason that the First Order took back over and the New Age shit. You know what I'm saying? So if they were to move, if they were to move the timeline, no, because then everybody, I know what happens later on too, so I can't say that. I'll be quiet. Oh, but bring us back to the books. Now, while we were watching this new show that they got, but they also have Rebels, so we already knew that
Jason.
yeah, hold on. Yes. I was gonna say fucking Syndulla, Hera and Kanan had a baby.
Yep.
And their name is Jason. So I like the fact that they were able to bring the name back in, even though he will be force sensitive. So even though it didn't go the way it was supposed to, Dave Filoni still made a Jason happen. Maybe he's going to go evil in the future. That's all I'm saying.
I was wondering something along those lines too, man, because it's another one that I kind of saw kind of foreshadowed a little bit, especially with Sabine having made like all the progress with Kanan that she had in Rebels, and then kind of jumping to here and seeing how horrible she is in comparison to every other Padawan in existence.
Well, yeah, she learned how to wield the dark saber, which she doesn't understand that whenever you're using a lightsaber, you're actually using the force to be able to move it. That's why it's so heavy for Mando, because he doesn't have the force going behind it. But Bo-Katan,
it's not heavy because of the force. It's heavy because he doesn't know how to properly use it.
Yeah, it's the force.
Well, they never specified the force.
Yes, they did in Rebels.
Not in the Mandalorian.
In Rebels, though, they did. Whenever he was teaching Sabine how to do it, she also said it was heavy.
Yeah, because it's in the fucking Rebels.
Which Rebels was first.
Yeah, I don't go off that.
Dave Filoni did both of them.
Dave Filoni also did The Mandalorian and then turned around and did Ahsoka.
That's what I said. I like Ahsoka. I've liked
it
so
has
far.
two conflicting reports.
I don't give a shit what people say online. Look,
it's not online. It's you just said it. You just said it. You just said that it was in the Rebels, and we know for a fact that they say in Mandalorian that it's because he doesn't know how to properly use the blade. You use it as part of yourself. They never bring up the force.
Yes, they do. In Rebels,
in Rebels,
Right.
but not in the Mandalorian.
And Rebels came out first.
That doesn't matter
In the
because Dave
Mandalorian-
And
hold
Dave
on.
Filoni
Let me
made
make
both
my
of them.
argument valid here.
Go ahead.
Dave Filoni made all three: Ahsoka, Rebels, Mandalorian. So therefore, if he crossed and contradicted himself with the Rebels and Mandalorian, then
He didn't.
who's to say what's what?
He never did. I don't know why you're
I'm
saying
gonna
that.
find it. I'm gonna find it, and then I'm gonna
Look,
shove it up
no.
your ass.
Okay,
No,
Matt,
look
go
it
ahead.
up. Look it up. The armor.
I'm not
The
looking it up
armor
right
was
now.
the
We're
one
doing
that
a show.
the armor had was the one that originally had said that about the blade when he was messing with it, and he was realizing how heavy it was. That there's a force that he's fighting inside of that.
He doesn't know how to
and
Fighting
wield it.
himself.
he's fighting himself, but the force is actually weighing against the blade as well, and that's when it kind of goes back to Rebels when Kanan is explaining that same weight to Sabine. Like,
See,
he
Kanan explained it
does.
with the
He ties it all
Force,
together.
and then
Mhm.
the armorer explained it with the fight.
Without the force.
Because they're not fucking they're not Jedis.
Yeah, they
Exactly.
were.
don't
But
understand.
if they
So
know
Kanan,
the
who grew
story,
up,
if they know the story of the Darksaber, which they do, then they should know the story of the Force, which they do. That's what I'm trying to explain to you.
no, you're. I'm not going to say you're wrong. I'm not going to say you're right either. But we're going to move past this part
Exactly.
because I don't believe so. Let us know down in the comments. Do you think it's the Force, or do you think he just doesn't know how to wield it, which is kind of the same thing? So at the beginning, there is a little training session that happens in Ahsoka. Now, I love the way this happened because if she was able to sense anything or do any of those little tricks that she was trying to do right then on the second try after not being able to do any of it to begin with, I would have been super mad. But they stayed true. Not even a fucking wobble happened.
Are you talking about with the cup or the
The cup,
Ahsoka
the
training?
cup,
Mhm.
the Ahsoka training, she got lucky, I feel like.
Well, there was a couple times
No.
where I feel like
You
Ahsoka.
feel like she could feel the hold on, let's what do you think about this? What do you think about the training? Go ahead, both of you.
At the same time.
Whichever one. No.
Go ahead, Tater.
James,
Go ahead.
go ahead.
Okay, so I feel like that Ahsoka let her hit her. Okay, obviously there was one time that I can undoubtedly say that Sabine sensed Ahsoka, and it was right towards the end where Ahsoka was standing behind her, and she turned around and then swatted the sword, because Ahsoka never did touch her at that point. But there was times where Ahsoka touched her and then stayed still, and then Sabine came at her. That don't count.
Mhm. And then she ended it real quick right after that too, huh?
Yeah.
Well, she ended it
Well-
real quick because she fell to the dark side. Sabine did.
Well, they continued training because I feel like that was kind of a callback to when she was always getting pushed by Anakin with all the clones and everything. Again.
Mhm.
They just did a cutaway, but I think she did sense the dark side in her a little bit. But the cool thing about that, like when you're talking about she got it close to her, I really think that was she was actually thinking about what Hewing had said. The robot, about her being the least force sensitive Padawan in history.
Which
Like, I
leads
really
to
think that when she was, leading that sword out to her, she was actually seeing exactly how sensitive she is and kind of just making sure that she wasn't wrong in the first place. Because she has a really good habit pretty much all through the Clone Wars and everything like that, the series that she was in with Rebellion when she was being referred to as Fulcrum. She doubts herself a lot.
yeah.
Like, even though she
Wait.
comes through and she figures it out, she
Rebels.
doubts herself a lot along
Fulcrum
the way.
is the
Shit.
guy.
Yeah, no. There's multiple people that were Fulcrum. That's
Yeah,
a
it
code
was
name.
Hugh Wang originally. It was Hugh Wang.
Yeah,
And
if you listen to what was it, episode 4 or is it episode 5 that they first mentioned Fulcrum in it?
The
Oh,
movies or the TV
Yeah.
show?
The movies.
Because I thought Fulcrum was in Rebels.
No.
yeah,
in-
Fulcrum was in Rebels.
yes,
That
yes, he
guy
is.
that got stuck on the icy planet with.
But he was. I think he was the third person to be Fulcrum.
Yeah, he was the pass through, so that way Ahsoka could get her message through to
Yeah, you can
like through
Google it, dude.
Imperial channels and everything like
I'm
that.
not googling anything. I'm just saying.
No, it's okay.
But
Y'all
now
brought
it
up
was
a lot of different stuff. I'm just trying to keep up.
No. Fulcrum is the main code name for the person that's on the other side, helping out the rebels.
right. And I think that's also a callback to why they brought that one senator back and had him in there because again, like his kid in the future is actually one of those rebel leaders that is going off of Fulcrum's information and everything like that.
Also, in the
So
new
he already knows.
movies, I'm so sorry to cut you off. The dude that ends up getting shot at the end, I'm pretty sure he's also going by the name Fulcrum, is he not? And
I
7, 8,
wasn't
and
a big
9.
fan of the new movies. I wasn't a big fan of them, man.
Yeah,
I
neither
can't
was
lie.
I, but I'm pretty sure he also goes by Fulcrum. The person that's been giving them information. I don't know for sure because I'm not a big fan either, but I feel like that's right. Because everybody else does. Anytime somebody's giving
Right.
them information from the other side, the code name is Fulcrum.
So I wanted to point out something pretty cool. Was it first episode or second episode? We was trying to pronounce that Hu Yang's name. We're like Hu Yang and Yang and all that crap. You remember that shit?
Yeah, now I'm fucking lost. Ho Yang?
No, it's
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
So think of it as
Hu Yang?
Who, like Doctor Who, or Who Are You? Who and then Yang, like Yang. Hu Yang.
Ho Yang.
Yeah, because I heard it from Sabine when she said Hu Yang, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm so stupid.
Yeah, honestly, I'm always like, I listen to it and I'm like, I want to remember that. And then I don't.
I wrote it down, dude. I wrote it down as Hu Yang, and then in parentheses wrote down his actual name.
Okay,
way
but
I
I
wouldn't
just
fuck
want
it
to I just want to say this one thing. Rosario Dawson is fucking 44 years old. They don't fast forward and they don't make speed anything up. They don't do anything like that. They don't use stunt doubles. So she's 44. Yes, she's fucking slow. Get the fuck over it. All right, sorry.
Who said they were slow besides me?
Dude, everybody online.
Because she's
That
fucking
annoys me.
slow.
It's
My buddy
it's
Josh.
live action. It's a TV show. They don't have the same budget as the movies. I mean,
Yeah.
it's really honestly, it's really good for the fact that it is a TV show.
It
You
is,
know?
yeah.
They don't have the same budget for it, so it just
Let me
you
ask
know,
you a
I
question.
really
Do you think they shot it like a movie or shot it like a TV show?
Well, everyone's like, oh, the costumes. The costumes are so bad. Blah,
I'm
blah,
not worried
blah.
about that.
I'm fucking tired of it.
I was asking
The
a question.
story's good. Sorry.
I was asking a question. Do you think it was shot as a movie, or like shot as in recorded, or do you think it was shot as a TV show?
I think it's shot as recorded. What are you talking
No,
about?
like, do you think it was
It was
recorded
definitely- it's
as a
definitely-
TV
it's
show
definitely-
format, or do you think
It's
it was
a
recorded?
whole. I feel like it's a whole story.
Or do
So
you-
like it's going to start off slow. It's going to end real strong. It's a story. It's a TV show. It's
yeah,
definitely
I think
a
they
TV
broke
show.
it up on purpose, and then they're gonna bring everything back together in acolytes.
I have not seen anything that's like a filler yet.
Right. I mean, there's a lot of story to tell, and I mean, I didn't catch how many episodes there are going to be in the first season.
7.
There's going to be more than one first season,
7.
but
There
yeah.
shouldn't be. I don't think.
they're supposed to be converging. What Mandalorian, Ahsoka, the one with Gina Carano, what was it?
Mandalorian.
Rangers of the New Republic,
Sorry.
all with another one I can't remember right now. Into Acolytes, the movie.
Skeleton Crew.
Skeleton Crew. There we go.
I still hate that Kathleen Kennedy's part of anything.
Yeah, she's ruining a lot of stuff.
I was wondering if it was shot as a movie format. And then
I think they
broken up.
kind of tried that with Obi-Wan, and then they got schooled by that guy that was online. They kind of broke it up and retold the story. and so they didn't do that again because it feels like it's more broken up so far.
I mean, most Star Wars movies are broken up pretty good, and they're
They're
movies.
supposed to be. It's supposed to leave you with like excitement and like what's
That's why I was
going
asking
on.
if it was Shadows. What? But
Like what they should do instead of making everything that they're doing right now jumbled together, spread everything apart, and you can have in the future, nowadays, fucking, you can do 20,000 years, 10,000 years. I don't give a fuck. Somewhere in between, just make those stories, and then everybody would be happy. But no, they just keep building around the same shit. Expand, get out of here. There's so
so
much more to learn about Star Wars than what's going on right now, and all we get is the same bullshit. Change it.
move on.
I
Okay,
love
let's
Star
move
Wars.
on. So
I
we
love
get
it.
to see Hera talk to the
Hold
syndicates,
on,
right?
hold on.
Sorry.
Matt wants to say something real quick, and then yes,
I
we'll
was
move on.
no, go ahead. I was it was probably gonna something you're gonna want to talk about later, the Purgles and all that good stuff. But yeah,
Yeah,
go
that's
ahead,
Yeah.
man.
later.
Yep.
So we get to see Hera meet the syndicates, right? What's y'all's impressions on that scene?
The
Wait, on Hera
Senate.
meeting you?
When
The
she's
Senate.
talking to Mon Mothma,
Yeah, the
Oh,
Senate's.
right.
the senators,
Uh,
the syndicates.
that he already touched on that a little bit. He
So you
thinks
want
that
to move past it? So we get to see Jason live action.
yeah,
And,
Jason
and he
shows up.
said, "Is it true that Aunt Sabine is going to be a fucking Jedi? I want to be a Jedi." And I was like, "Dude,
Mhm.
totally could be a spinoff." Just saying.
Yeah, he's gonna
Ezra
go
Ward.
evil. I have a feeling he's gonna go evil, and nobody's gonna be able to stop him. So
I mean, would they push it that far with how cliche that would be? You know, with how they keep trying to kind of go
cancel
back and
everything.
mimic the original trilogy in little ways. Yeah, even with the visor that she was wearing, you know,
Yeah,
could be
yeah,
in a call back to the, episode 4. You know,
I agree.
That's their training.
I agree, but like, what if this is Dave Filoni's way of trying to bring Jason, who was the evil dark side that killed off everybody again? Because like
Okay,
in the books it worked out, man.
so
right?
let me throw something
And
at you
like
then.
Luke had to hit like some like special, but Luke's dead, of course. He had to like get completely engulfed by the light side and make him go. I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna stop talking.
So
I wanna
let me
ruin
throw something
everything.
at you, okay? So, and Ben Skywalker in the books was a good guy, right?
Yeah,
Okay. Jason in the books, a bad guy, right? Here's to say they're
Yeah.
not going to put him as a good guy in this. I'm just saying.
That
'Cause-
would be kind of reflective, and that's what I was kind of talking about with it being a little too cliche, because I mean, with the story of Jason
'cause-
Solo and everything, having Jason, what is it? It's not Syndulla. What was Kanan's last
Jarrus.
name again? Crap.
Cheers. Yeah.
So Jason Jarrus, like I feel like that'd be a little too home if they had him, go the same
Technically,
way.
his name is Caleb Doom.
Oh, Doom, right?
I
But
mean, maybe it could be Jason Shadilla since the daddy's dead anyway, so.
I have no idea what his last name is. I haven't looked that up.
right, especially going in like to the First Order era and all that good stuff, still having to hide Jedi and all that, and the temple being wiped out. So I don't know. Maybe he did go by Doom or Syndulla or something like that to kick away from the affinity. Be interesting to know though.
Being recognized
There
as his
is-
dad's son.
There is some positive to Hera, by the way. I'm just gonna pull it back over here. Hera, if you watch the first episode, her face does not match her tentacles. Her
No.
Laku, sorry, that's what it does not match. But in this last one, it did, which I'm kind of happy about. But she just doesn't act like Hera. She just doesn't act like her. So, like, what are we supposed to think? But I want to say, super hot.
Man, Hera was kind of a badass in every other appearance, and like, what, the third episode in, one senator says something mean, oh, Ezra's not alive, and she's about to start crying. It's like,
Yeah.
come on.
Yeah,
Like
you're not.
that's not very Hera-esque.
She's not going to go against what the fuck they just said and do what she thinks is right. No,
Right?
she
But I
decided
feel like
to.
the ghosts would have been jumping in behind, to save their butt, when they
Mhm.
when they found the big star ring,
But
the hyper ring.
you could make the argument. No, she had a kid. Now she's thinking differently. Like she wants to make
Right.
sure that her kid is safe instead of taking down the Empire. The Empire's down. Like she's just gonna go on this silly goose chase. So I understand, but I also think it's bullshit.
Well, moving on. So we see that they get in a fight, right? Because they're traveling through space and hyperspace. Ahsoka, Sabine, and Hu Yang, and so we get the confirmation that the Resistance is not going, or the New Republic is not going to assist them in their search to find Thrawn first and kill him. So, or whatever they wanted to do, right? So there's Hera Syndulla said to Ahsoka, and then they're like, "Hey, we're not coming. No one is. You're on your own." And then they dropped out of hyperspace, and shit hits the fan, right? And my biggest talking point on this is the fact that fucking Sabine can't shoot for shit.
Hey, are you on
I am
Twitch?
on Twitch. I'm on Twitch.
You're on Twitch right now?
No, we're on YouTube.
I can't find our stream.
I'm on it. I'm watching it right now. It says YouTube.
The fuck?
Try clicking view your channel and then click your picture. That's what I have to do on my channel sometimes to see it, make sure it's live. But
Yeah.
while you're looking for that, I got something to show you. So I got something going on tomorrow that I'm deadly excited about, and we're less than 24 hours away from Starfield's early access at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time tomorrow evening on the 31st. So I got a limited edition right in this shiny little paper box, a limited edition Starfield controller, and I am fucking excited to unbox it and show y'all tomorrow. But you have to check out my channel, The Adventures of Tater Nuts 99, where I will be unboxing it and then live streaming the opening scenes, character creation, and hopefully a mission or two before I pass out.
So I never found it.
You never found? I'm on it right now.
Yeah. Are you sure it's like
Yep. Yeah, I just watched myself put the box down.
I can see the reflection of it in your glasses.
Thank you.
Well,
Right.
he might be on. That might be OBS. I'll believe you.
Look, it's right there.
What the
My wife
fuck?
just said, "Please, I really got to go in there and see what's going on." Because my daughter's crying and I can hear it from in here. So
That's fine. I've got something else. I can't find it.
I'll be right back. Don't forget, we're at the impossible shot for Sabine.
The impossible shot for Sabine. What is he talking about?
The impossible shot where she was having, I guess, where she had Ahsoka, do the nosedive and still missed him anyways, and then came
Oh.
back up and managed to wipe out 4 in like 2 passes, or 3 in 2 passes, or something like
Oh,
that.
no, that made sense to me.
That was horrible.
It made sense. It made sense. You
Yeah.
thought it was bad?
I think they could have done it a little bit better, but like I feel like it was another kind of callback to Anakin and Ahsoka's relationship.
I've
Is
got
the way that she's kind of learning how to be with Sabine.
You know what pissed me off? I don't think it was the fact that she killed those guys after getting shot 1,000 times by another ship not going down. She got shot I don't know how many times, then flew into the ring, boom 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 boom, finally the shields go down. Like, what kind of shields did she have on there? Like, I've never
Yeah, that
seen
was
anything like
ridiculous.
it. Just it almost seemed like the Star Destroyer shields were on that little bitty ship.
Yeah, I mean, she was talking about 10%, and then how many more shots came through before it knocked the power out and sent him into a tailspin? Literally knocked the power out on the ship, and then it's like, she does like three things on the ship in 4 minutes while Ahsoka hops outside and dances around with the star like with a lightsaber.
I loved that part though. I do feel like okay, what it reminded me of, I feel like it mirrored whenever the droids were coming to finish off the clones, and Plo Koon jumped out to go give them some more time before Anakin and Ahsoka showed up. So I feel like since Plo Koon brought Ahsoka to the Jedi Temple, I thought it was pretty
Right.
cool that they mimicked that a little bit. And
Man,
then
I
she was
didn't
just
even
kind of
think
like
about that.
floating, being like, "Hey,
Right. You mind picking me up?
power back on." Okay, well,
Yeah,
you're gonna.
I thought you were gonna go to like the new trilogy where they did that really weird thing where Rey did like a backflip and cut the freaking TIE fighter in half with her
Oh,
with her lightsaber. It's like that feels like a Kathleen Kennedy touch inside of Ahsoka, to be completely honest. Is what that
right.
felt like when she was outside dancing around on the outside of the ship and everything, and then jumping up and then falling back down. It's like I don't know.
I got you.
Like maybe that's just me, but
You're gonna have to entertain the stream. I don't know where the fuck my co-host is. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go grab me a beer. I was hoping he was gonna be here. I'd be like, "Hey, James, be right back." I'm gonna go grab me.
yeah,
I'll
he
be
said
like,
he had to go get his kid or something like that real quick.
"Yeah, I know. He's got a kid now." But hey, entertain the stream.
I'm not very good at that. I'm not very good at
Tell
just
them
talking.
a Star Wars story that you know.
Oh man. Uh to get put on the spot like that, it's always fun. It really just makes my mind immediately blank. And I don't even know what Star Wars is anymore, to be completely honest. uh Now, honestly, while they're away, something I kind of wanted to touch on, anyways. It was really freaking cool. He's back, anyways. But like the whole Purgle scene and the way that Dave Filoni had talked about, going, a different direction with Star Wars. I really think that the Purgle scene, especially with how all of the graphics and everything like that have been set up so far in the series, they put a lot of time, not only into like making them super, super detailed, like even to the point that you can see their eyes and the way that they're following the ships as they go by. Like they even changed up like the overall dynamic of it, for live action, even though they could have done them the exact same weird whale jellyfish kind of way. You know, I think it's gonna call in, uh, the potential of a spin-off galaxy. Not a Star Wars galaxy. And maybe potentially bring it a little closer home. It'd be really cool to see, Star Wars kind of kick back off like in a better route, kind of, more in the way that George envisioned it rather than the way that Disney has envisioned it.
That's why Dave Filoni and John Favreau have been trying to get
There we are.
Kathleen Kennedy off of everything, and she's actually gotten fired from a lot of projects. So she's not allowed to work on a bunch of stuff. But the Skeleton Crew and the Acolyte are still connected to her. So we're gonna see what happens with those two. Hopefully they're good. Indiana Jones, I heard, was a complete flop. I don't know. I haven't
Yeah,
watched it, but
I refuse. I refuse to watch it.
that was also like her last warning, but it didn't happen. So
Wah, wah.
Yes, they
we'll
they
see.
almost lost Pedro over her crap with the Mandalorian, over not letting him take his helmet off. Like they almost
Yeah.
lost Pedro.
Yeah, and they were like, "Oh, we'll just have somebody else, or you'll just." They wanted to pay him as a voice actor, but he
Yeah,
was wanting more time in the suit.
yeah, he was actually wanting to have like his face, like he wanted his face with him
Yeah.
wearing the armor and everything.
Yeah,
You
but
know, because a lot of
they
it
didn't
is
want
stunt
that.
man.
They didn't want that, but then like, because at first he was like paid as an actual actor,
Right.
and then they try to pay him as a voice actor, and you just can't do that.
Okay, so we ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So Sabine can't shoot for shit. And then Ahsoka's like, dude, you had to let it flow to you, bro. Like, you just had to, like, trust in the Force. And Ahsoka's like, that's not fucking happening right now, man. I'm fucking shitting bricks. I'm trying to shoot these dudes, right? And then and Ahsoka asked Hu Yang. She said, do you have anything to add to help? And he's like, not on this, but I got plenty of other stuff. And she's like, not right now. It's not helping. And then he's like, it ain't gonna be a later if you keep this shit up. And then she's like, all right, Sabine, check it out. Tell me what you need, bro. Like, you know. And then Sabine's like, dive. And she's like, fuck yeah. And then she still fucking misses. What the fuck?
Yeah, actually, we kind of got past all that already, and I'm sorry. We were stuck at the part where they already got shot. Well, they lost all their power, and they were just floating there.
Y'all suck.
And I know. What were we supposed to do? I didn't know what to do.
You could have talked about the bullshit you're talking about, and then wait for
But
me to get back.
Ahsoka went outside with her lightsaber, and I told him, I was like, you know what it felt like to me? Like they were trying to mirror when Plo Koon went out to save the clones, and he went out to go face off the droids to give them more time right before Anakin and Ahsoka showed up. And he's like, wow, I didn't think about that.
Yeah. Or that time that Princess Leia got fucking shot out the window.
Oh my god! And then
Don't
Force
mention
pulled her
that.
way back.
Please
Yeah.
don't mention that.
I was like, dude,
You know what? I could be like, you know what? They were shielded, but no, the shields went down before they got blasted out, or she got blasted out. So there was no shields up. So whoever said that was an argument, it's not.
There's some weak ass blasters on those things. It's like they took what 394 shots, and then we're down to 10% on the shields, and then took 536 more shots, and then it knocked the power out.
Dude, it got shot so many times. That's what I said earlier too. I felt like she was just flying forward, getting blasted, boom, boom, boom. Just keep going, and that's what the Hu Yang was saying. Oh, it's almost there. No, just keep going. And then as soon as he got it done, it's down.
It's complete.
Oh.
That's what it was.
And then he says, a little closer. Closer, please. And she's like, what the fuck?
Yep.
Really? And then,
Right through the middle.
he's like, scan complete. Boom! I'm like,
They
damn,
fall down.
I hope we find out what's in that. What they talked about. Sorry.
But they do. As they're descending, they end up running into those Purgle, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm pissed off about this because
Why?
nobody else ever sees fucking Purgle. But I actually said that in my mind, and then I remembered about fucking Grogu, and he's the only one.
Oh yeah, in the hyperspace lane, right?
Yeah, just for the second. Other than that, but we also learned why at the end, because they say that planet's unless it's like in a hyperspace or a hyperlane loot to another universe, that's how they travel. So that explains why they're. Did anybody understand that? Hold on, let me reset.
Yeah, I did.
Okay, so
apparently,
the Purgle go from universe to universe instead of using the
universe,
hyperlane.
galaxies.
Yeah, galaxies. Sorry. Instead of using the same, instead of being in the galaxy, you know how they use hyperlane loot. They use passageways. They're like, hold on, let me find an open one. Blah blah blah. I can't.
Yeah, they're always knocking ships out of hyperspace lanes and everything like that. They're a
Bill,
nuisance.
They don't. they don't knock them out of hyperspace. And like they can go straight. I'm trying to hyperspace lanes. That's where I'm losing it. The fucking word lanes. Okay, there are hyperspace lanes all around the galaxy.
Right.
And they have to wait till those things are open for them to shoot through. The Purgle follow in universe hyperspace lanes. So that's what they're doing. That's why the Purgle are right there. And that big ass ring is the same kind of ring that they would use in episode 2 with Obi-Wan, the little hyperspace ring
Right.
for a little craft that can't do hyperspace yet. Not like the X-Wing, because the X-Wing can. But they would use the circles because it was back in the day. And that is a huge one meant to take a ship further than what any other spaceship can go. And they're going to another universe. Or, yeah, universe, right?
Another galaxy.
Another galaxy. So,
I think this would be amazing to introduce to Yuzon Vong. I love that story so much.
you know what? That's right. But they came over here and they were.
Uh-huh.
You know what? You're right. That would be
But that
pretty
was
cool.
all in the books. That was all in the books, and none of that's canon. And Filoni's been pulling little things from the books, and kind of, hit or miss on what part, but just kind of giving homage to, the deeper story in the books and everything like that. So it would be really, really cool if they maybe, especially, if they did change up the way that the Purgles looked, to kind of have them more based in a techno-organic way, because they don't look the same as they did in the show. With the way that he's talking about,
A little bit
branching
more
out Star
blue,
Wars,
I guess.
that'd be
Yeah,
really, really cool.
I agree. The Purgle looked pretty good though. They were huge. They were a lot bigger. Like, okay, whenever I watched them in Rebels, I was like, okay, those things are huge. But then you watch them in
Right.
live action, and you're like, holy fuck, those
Right.
things are big.
So check your
Man, I
messenger,
thought they
Clinton.
looked like jellyfish.
Do what?
Check your messenger.
Oh, hell yeah. What is this?
You see the channel?
Okay, so it is there. What the?
No, it's not there. It's here.
The Adventures of Tater Nuts.
So after I'm done with this, after I'm done recording or streaming, I'm gonna have to save it from my account, my channel, and put it on yours.
I knew you fucked it up.
I was like, dude, I fucking see it. I don't know what the fuck you're
Damn.
talking about, bro. I'm sorry, dude. I fucked that up. I forgot that. You remember when I told you I was trying to get my stream ready for Starfield? And I spent like an afternoon just fucking seeing what stream worked better for me. I forgot that I changed my shit over.
Yeah, that's fine.
So
But I wonder how
it's
many
gonna
people
end
were
up.
waiting for me to fucking stream tonight, and then they just didn't get it. Probably only one. To be honest, there's probably
Yeah.
only one. So I'll.
But yeah, so
It'd
the
be such
Purgle,
negative Nelly
they
meter.
use intergalactic hyperspace lanes to go between galaxies, and Jedi Archives knew of this. And then
Yeah.
that's what they're building. That big ass ring is they're using 7 hyperdrive
Yeah.
engines to make a super intergalactic hyperdrive ship.
Yep.
Does anybody else remember how big Thrawn's ship was, the Chimera?
Yeah, it's huge.
That thing was huge. Oh, I'm forgetting the name of the ships now. Big arrowhead ships, the Imperial ships.
Yeah. Star Destroyers.
Star Destroyer. Wait. Yeah, Star Destroyer. But yeah, his was huge. And with the fact that that thing is that
Wasn't
big,
it a different color too? What color was it? I'm pretty sure it was a different color, right? I think it had like blue on
black.
it. You want to say maybe black? I don't know. I feel like it had like blue on it or something. I don't remember. I do remember it was different than the other ones.
Man.
because he was weird. He was a weird guy. But the Chiss are supposedly like super intelligent and stuff like that, and they lived in the outer galaxy. So and like they didn't live in this galaxy that we live in now. They lived in another one. Or outside this galaxy. I don't know how far. So maybe that's where the Pearl Girl went. Hopefully it's not, because if they went to the Chiss world and Ezra is going to be fucked.
And that's actually something that I was wanting to bring up about the Yuzon Vong as well, because like the Chiss were the ones that originally tried not stopping them, but giving that warning about them, and that's why Emperor Palpatine in the books was actually preparing for them. You know, building this giant army like the Empire and all that was actually for the Yuzon Vong in the books. So it'd actually be really cool if he was, you know, actually out that direction, prepping for the Yuzon Vong's invasion. You know, getting the Chimera ready and getting his people ready and stuff like that, while they're bringing this giant hyperspace ring, you know, that's big enough for the Chimera there. You know, potentially to bring the Chiss back, or I don't know. It's just the potential for what's
Crazy.
it's
Yeah,
driving.
all the stuff that could happen, like people don't understand. It's an open book.
Mhm.
All right. One thing I didn't like.
Oh,
Oh wait, wait,
I
wait, wait.
forgot to mention when Jason wants to be a Jedi, and it's right after that part, and uh Hu Yang tells Ahsoka that that Sabine doesn't fit in with the Jedi Order, and she's like, I don't want her to be a Jedi. I want her to be herself. And then Hu Yang says, "Oh, that's right. You do come from a long line of non-traditional Jedi."
Yeah, because he's talking about the Mandalorian tradition. There's only been one actual person from
No, I'm talking
Mandalore.
about her, Ahsoka, coming from non-traditional lines of Jedi. Anakin, Obi-Wan, Qui-Gon Jinn. I thought that was pretty cool. I thought it was pretty neat.
You know, and that does bring into question why Ahsoka was never mentioned or anything like that in the 7, 8, and 9. You know, because she would still, you know, the Twi'lek, they lived to be in their 80s and 90s, you know, and she would have been around 70 around the time of the 7th. So I mean, I wonder if maybe that's a, you know, a going course. You know, everybody keeps dying. You know, if
I think
maybe
she would
that
be
would
that
be a way
old.
that
I feel like
Sabine
she would
goes
only
back.
be. Sorry, go ahead. I interrupted. Say
No,
that
you're
again.
good. If Sabine were to go to the dark side and actually she'd be the one to take out Ahsoka, and why she's not in the newest trilogy or something like that potentially.
Do you really think Ahsoka would be that old?
No,
Ahsoka,
she is. Yeah, I mean,
when
I'll
when
go ahead.
when Ray, I know this is touchy for you, Clinton, so just hold on. When Ray is defeating
Hmm.
Emperor Palpatine, she hears it says, "I'm all of the Jedi," and you hear all the Jedi before her say, "Yes, Ray, yes," or whatever the fuck they said. I don't know, and it doesn't really matter right now. But you hear, if you have subtitles on, you see Ahsoka come
Hmm.
on and says,
Yep.
"Yes, use the Force, Ray. Feel the Force. We are with you." And
Oh, okay. Yeah.
so
She,
Ahsoka
there is a
is,
Force Ghost
yeah,
at that time. If you want to listen to the voices that were coming in on Ray at that time, yes, there is a
coming on
Ahsoka
Ray.
says
That's horrible. Coming through Ray,
they
maybe.
coming on.
What wasn't there? I'm having a hard time remembering it now, but wasn't there something to do with the daughter? Didn't Ahsoka get a blessing from the daughter or something like that? Like, because I literally watched something
I
about
have to
it not too
Daughter.
long
rewatch
ago.
the Moral arc. It's the Moral arc. The Clone Wars, the
Yeah, the
light side
son,
of
the
the
daughter,
Force.
and the father.
Yeah, the
Oh,
Moral
okay, yeah,
arc.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I need to rewatch that part.
No,
But
she.
I,
Honestly,
I
I
I
think Ahsoka died, right? And then the daughter brought her back to life.
It was Ezra
Oh
who
yeah.
brought her back because Anakin kills her.
Oh, so is that in
And then Ezra
Rebels?
pulls her
No,
back out of
this is in Clone Wars.
No.
No, that was in Rebels. That was in Rebels because it was Ezra that was actually the one that pulls her out of the portal in the world between worlds.
Right.
Because Ahsoka was actually she was gonna die in that fight that she had with Anakin.
Vader.
In that yeah, with Vader. He was Vader at the time.
Yeah.
I
So
don't
that's
think she
not
even knew it.
that's
It
not
was
that's not the part with the father, the son, and the daughter.
Yeah.
right. Yeah, that
That's
was
not the
what in
part.
season 2 of Clone Wars, right? Or 3.
No, that's actually like season 5, I think,
Holy
of
crap!
Clone Wars.
I need to go back and watch those.
There's 7
Clone Wars
seasons.
is
Yeah,
so
me
good.
too. Me too.
It is.
Which season?
It's
Which
so good.
series would y'all rate higher over the other? Would it be the
Rebels.
Rebels higher or the
Rebels.
Clone Wars higher?
Hey, listen. Okay, I listen to Lightsaber Radio. Shout out Lightsaber Radio. I'm gonna tell you guys right now. They had a rating on all the best TV shows. I would put mine in the comments. They didn't say all of mine, but my top one, and the main dude, Kyle, his was second. My top is Rebels. Out of all the TV shows, I think Rebels is the best. All the TV shows.
Even better than Obi-Wan Kenobi?
Obi-Wan's don't you did that on purpose. Okay, look.
Dude, the
I'm
fan
gonna address
remake of
dude,
Obi-Wan was
hold
so
on.
much better.
I need to address a couple things. They say that they didn't know R2D2. He did know R2D2. He said, "Hello, my little friend." And he said, "It's okay." And then, other than that, he didn't really say anything. Leia never really acts like she knows Ben, Obi-Wan, but I feel like she did because she sent him a message. So apparently she fucking knows who he is. She never says, "Oh my God." She doesn't say, like, she knows him. She sent him a message. Uh,
Yeah, she knows him from the Obi-Wan show, the Obi-Wan Kenobi show, basically.
no. I'm talking about 4, 5, and 6. Because everybody has, like, arguments about
Right.
certain things. And I'm addressing those. But I feel like the Obi-Wan series was bad because the fucking shaking of the camera, the fact that Obi-Wan couldn't do shit, then he just beats Darth Vader, and man, the chase scenes with the little girl, they could have caught her 1,000
Yeah,
times.
that was ridiculous.
She is force sensitive, so I mean.
No.
That's Sonic the Hedgehog in little girl form, okay? She's sliding under branches and like hopping stuff. I was just waiting
Yeah.
for her to like run into something and all the coins like pop
What
out of
if
her, you know?
she left Obi-Wan one time, and he goes, "Leia," and just like,
I have to say one thing about the show. I'm really happy they didn't change anything or spoil anything that was not there. They didn't add shit that wasn't to the story before. You know what I mean? They didn't
Right.
change anything. And I'm really happy about that. And the only
All
reason I
right,
want a
They
second.
did get to that.
Huh?
go ahead.
My bad. Go ahead.
No, what were you saying?
I was just gonna say, like, it seemed like all they really did was just kind of add in how Leia originally knew who Obi-Wan was,
Right.
you know, because he was off on Tatooine, and it gave everybody an explanation, you know, to Obi-Wan, you're my only hope,
Yeah.
you know. It was like, how did she even know who that was,
Right.
you know?
Yeah.
The only reason I want a second season of Obi-Wan is so they can do a deep dive in training to Force Ghost. That's the only reason why I want a second season. Plus,
I hope that they.
it'd bring Liam Nelson back.
Well, yes, but I hope
That's
that they. Liam Nelson's talking all kinds of trash about Star Wars.
That's
But there's also supposed to be a Jedi that's also supposed to be a Tusken Raider, and Obi-Wan's supposed to kill him at some point. That's a book I have not read yet, but it's either a book or a comic or something like that. It's one of the two. But we'll bring it back to this. So we already talked about the ring and everything, And what do you think is going to happen on the next episode? Because Balin knows where they are. He's already said they're on the planet.
They're hiding in the forest.
Go find them.
Go find them.
Yes.
Da, 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 da.
What do you think's going to happen?
I think that, and then you want to go first, Matt? You look like you got
No,
something
no,
you
go ahead,
really
man.
want to say. It looks like it's about to spill.
I'm a nerd when it comes to Star Wars. I'm always like this. Like the last 2 episodes that y'all did, I'm over here. Oh my God, it's this. No, but no. Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Okay, so I think that Ahsoka and Sabine is going to come have a heart to heart, like a Jedi to Padawan moment, right? Not traditional Jedi to Padawan, but one of those moments where Ahsoka can feel or sense something. Okay, and I think they're going to take off, and I think they're going to get trapped in the hyper intergalactic space warp bubble, and they're going to go with Morgan, Elsba, what's her name? Morgan, the crazy chick, the night sister, the night sister, the fucking night sister.
Right.
I
yeah,
think
we
they're
know who
gonna
you're
go with
talking about.
them, and then they're gonna find Thrawn and
Fucking push
Ezra.
that lady down, dude.
They're gonna find Thrawn and Ezra. Okay, this is what I think, and I think the Purgle are gonna be there, and they're gonna fuck the main hyperdrive ship up. They're gonna all have to work together to get back home.
I think that they're not going to find Ezra until the very last episode. I also think that it's going to be a big ass battle at first. They will go to the new planet, have to try and hide, and then they're going to be on foot because their ship is going to be fucked up at some point because it's already fucked up. So they're going to be hoofing it. And
Sorry.
and other people are going to notice, like Hera, which is left back, and they're going to try and find a way to get towards them, and that's when it's going to end.
Maybe the Hera and them sneak on to the ship. That'd be a traditional Jedi move.
Man,
They went into the ventilation
I've been
shaft. Sorry.
Right. I've been wondering, especially like with the hyperspace stuff and everything like that. It would be super on par with what they've been doing if they did right before the last scene of the last episode of Ahsoka. They show Thrawn turning around and just showing his face. They haven't even found him yet. They're getting into the same area as him. I think they're going to get away, and they're going to find some way of following him. Either it's going to be Purgle or something, but I think they're going to get away, and they're going to find Thrawn, or they're going to be right at the moment of finding Thrawn, and then they're going to do like this reveal where he like does this stupid turnaround and looks at the camera, and then it cuts out. And then we get to see how all this plays out in Acolytes or something,
See, that Thrawn point that like everybody keeps talking about, I feel is like it's going to be at the almost. It's either going to be a flashback or it's going to be at the very end. Like,
you think they would do that? Not even show Thrawn, just have him in a flashback.
I feel like
that would piss people off.
I've heard that there's like 3 different people that play Ahsoka, and there's already been multiple episodes that's happened. And maybe that was before. Honestly, that was like 2 years ago that I heard there's 3 people playing Ahsoka. It was when Andor was up. No, it was last year, right? It's only 1 year.
I mean, they do a lot of flashbacks, so I mean, it would be kind of cool to see Haydenson come back as Anakin with like a younger Ahsoka,
And I
like
heard
a
that's
live action
supposed to happen.
Clone Wars scene,
And what's going to happen whenever that happens is that ship, when they finally land, because they're getting what happened at the end, they were getting shot down, right?
So I think the episode that's gonna have
Hold on. What happened at the end?
Nothing.
They were on the planet. They were on the
They
planet.
landed because they got
Yeah,
away
so-
from.
Yeah,
Definitely,
they were
there's going
trying
to be a
to-
dreaming scene and a flashback's going to happen.
I think
That's what I was
wherever the
getting at.
flashback happens, I think that's going to be your filler episode.
Yeah,
Next episode. Next episode is
probably
definitely
the next
what I
episode.
said. What I said is definitely a filler episode.
I think we're gonna get a little bit more info about Balin as well. Like I feel like there's something up with him. There's something going on with that last Inquisitor and Balin that they're gonna drop something about. Like maybe he's not necessarily a dark side user. Maybe he actually
Hold
has
on.
found balance in the Force or something.
Balin is not a bad guy. Marok, that dude, Marok, I don't remember his name. Who is Marok? Who is that guy? That's a good question. I don't know who Marok is. Do you guys know?
No.
Neither do I. I've seen a bunch of different.
Last episode, I
Oh,
believe Balin
he's
said that
Star
Marok
Killer.
would take care of him.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's another thing. I was wrong. Well,
Would that be the
according to
Inquisitor?
what we think exactly. Hold on. I did Google it after we got off, like 2 days later, and Marok as the Inquisitor showed up. So there's a good chance that that's who that is. But we don't know for sure. Because that's just people posting stuff, pasting. Oh, no,
That
no, no.
would make
No, they
sense.
did. No, they did. They did say that was his name. They did call him that at one point. So I was wrong.
That-
That's what I was thinking. And then I remember while I was thinking that, I was like, if they just say his name one time, and then they did. They called him Shin. What's her name?
That's the girl.
Shit.
That's the Padawan.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she's the girl.
she's the one that said his name to him.
Okay. It would make
Yeah.
sense if maybe that was if maybe they're Jedi from like a long lost colony of rogue Jedi or something from like old Republic times, and maybe because the last Inquisitor Ahsoka ran across, she dusted quick. I mean that's where her white lightsabers came from,
Yeah.
and that one held their own against her, So I don't know if maybe it's an age thing. If I don't think she's slowing down because it comes off like they're trying to give her a power up as she's gotten older.
No. She's 44. That's Rosario
It's
Dawson's
the
actually.
show. It's the
Leave.
show, not the age. It's the show.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I don't know if she's slowing down though. That's just what people say.
But it would be an
I-
interesting reveal.
I agree. I'm sorry. I made a joke when this shouldn't have been on. It's all my fault. But
I'm confused.
I think that's it. Balin knows. Hey, what's your favorite part?
My favorite part is probably the explanation of the fucking intergalactic hyperlanes, and that the fact that Purgle. We knew before in Rebels that Purgle can travel through hyperspace. We knew that. Okay, that was there. But it was never specified their extent of their powers. Okay, now we know that Purgle can travel through intergalactic hyperspace, and that explains why the fuck Thrawn happens to be in a different galaxy. Okay, because the Purgle that he
Right.
traveled with, it took the hyperlane to that galaxy, the intergalactic hyperlane, to that galaxy, and now they're there. So
Yep.
that's fucking badass. I really
That-
enjoyed the fact that they put all that in there about the Purgle. That's why I said we had a 34-minute episode? No, I'm so sorry. About a 30 to 29 to 30-minute episode. Okay, and we got so much information. That was a little bit of information, but it was huge and impactful to the story of what is going on currently in Ahsoka.
Especially with
enjoyed
them they made a big ass hyper beam space ring like they did in episode 2 that would take them to hyperspace for the little ships. And they made it bigger with a ship that already has hyperspace to shoot further than they've ever shot before. Just like little ships trying to go to different stars.
But
That's all
see,
it is, which is awesome to me. I love it. I love it. I'm super excited.
Huyang specified that the Jedi archives had the
It
information
opens the
in the
door.
archives. So the Jedi
Yeah.
knew about it, or at least the Jedi Masters. And knew about the
Yep.
intergalactic hyperlinks, which is fucking crazy because this is the first time I think we've ever heard about it. I don't know about
The
books
Republic,
and comics.
the New Republic sucks. They don't know what the fuck's going on. They suck.
But hey,
I don't like them.
real quick before we go,
There's a reason they fall.
did anybody when they came into the when they came into the view of the ring, did anybody else get like strange Halo vibes?
Oh yeah.
A little bit. Especially with the fact that it's a ship all of its own, you know.
Oh, yeah.
And I
Yeah.
really think that like probably the last two episodes are almost going to be entirely on that ship, like because they can't introduce something that massive, put that much of the budget into the CG for it, and then not break it down anymore in the show.
Right.
Oh yeah. I agree. I agree 100%. All right. Did you have fun? Oh, what were your guys' favorite parts, huh?
I said mine, the purple. And
Oh, yeah, the
their
purple.
explanation from Huyang.
Do you have one?
Man, I think that my favorite part was probably the training room, especially when Ahsoka she was doubting herself for a second, and she looked at Huang, Huang, however you say
Huyang.
his name,
Huyang.
Oh, Yang.
but she looked at
Huyang.
him and as she's going by behind her, and then she extends out the sword, and she just it's almost like she's just trying to see how far it is away that she can actually start sensing it, and then she goes into it, and it's like all the rest of it it's battle experience, you know. She's like she knows where to go just based off of where it should be, you know. But there's that moment where she does, like, you know, just like you had said earlier, you know, she knows it's there, and it kind of reinstills her faith in her Padawan a little bit, you know.
What I liked about that part is the fact that he had little spots where she was supposed to be hitting, and she was off just a little bit by some of them. So he's like, "You did good, but you also did bad." You know,
He did okay,
It wasn't bad.
but it's not
Or
bad.
it wasn't good,
Or
but
it's
it
not
wasn't
good.
bad.
It's not bad. Yeah.
I loved how
Something like that.
honest that droid was. He was awesome. I love him.
I mean, he's
did
what,
I
almost
say mine?
3,000 years old.
Oh yeah, yeah. He's been around forever. He's been teaching. Yeah,
He's been teaching
he's
for 500
teaching
years.
all. No, he's been. Well, yes. It's worked. It's worked this good for.
No, he's been around since the Old Republic, man. He's like what, like he's like 2,700 years old
At
or
least
something like that.
he's
He's
been.
been
for the
training
last
new
500
Jedi for 1,000 years.
I thought it was 2000. 2000 is what I heard.
He's been doing it. He's been doing his droid thing for the Old Republic. That's why he knows all the protocol stuff. Like,
Yeah.
you know, and he keeps talking about on the ship, this is protocol for staying this far away,
That's
you know,
Jedi
during
protocol.
this process.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he was a protocol droid at first, and then he was kind of brought in almost like a
Oh,
droid
to make the
apprentice building the
lightsabers.
lightsaber
Okay,
Yeah.
see, so he's been helping them make the lightsaber.
for
It's been
1,000
standard
years.
for
Is it only
2000.
500 years?
2000. I heard
No, he's
2000.
been with the Republic, the Old Republic, since 2,000 years.
Well,
He's
we
like
don't know.
2,700
I thought-
years
look,
old.
Let
We'll
me
get back
specify.
to
I
you.
thought he said something about 500 generations or 500 years of making lightsabers with Jedi Padawans. That he only one of the lightsabers from the Balin and Shin. One of the lightsabers he recognized, but the other one he didn't. Out of the
Balin.
500 years that he been working as a lightsaber technician or whatever.
Oh,
I'm
I
pretty
was
sure
going
that's
off
what he
of
said.
that.
Like 500 something years he's been doing that.
Dude, I thought I heard 2000. I could be wrong.
But it's an
But-
I
episode
thought I'd
one.
heard a millennia. I thought I'd heard a millennia, is what he had said. He'd been doing it.
Comment down
Matt-
below what you think the answer is.
Yes. And Matt, if you ever want to come back and talk some Star Wars with us, we'll be glad to have you on.
You never said your favorite
I'm
part.
down.
Oh, my favorite part.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite part was whenever they were going down and crashing, and the droid woke up and goes, "Oh, what did I miss?" And they're like, "Oh,
Almost
we
died.
yeah, well, we just almost died." And he goes, "Oh, what was
Standard
the
operating
quote?
procedure.
Standard operating procedure."
I wrote that
Is the
down.
quote. I laughed so hard
That's standard
during that part.
operating procedure.
Oh, that's standard operating procedure.
Great. I loved it. Oh man.
But
Well,
if you had fun checking this out, go ahead, do it.
Yeah.
Get us out of here.
all right. So thank you for watching. Even though it's on the wrong fucking channel, I'm terribly sorry for the live stream being on my channel instead of anything and everything nerd style channel.
Yeah.
I will be uploading it tonight, just so we can all clarify and be okay with. So my apologies. That is the Shiz 420. That is Matt Smith. I'm Tater Nuts 99. Check us out on Anything and Everything Discord, Anything and Everything Nerd Style, and
Make sure to have fun, be safe, and get the fuck out of here.
say something.
Later, y'all.
Peace.
I said, yeah.